when they're going up against these teams and looking strong and looking that they're able to take games, it's going to be pretty good. Here we go though, Thresh back in priority. It looks like this time around, this is kind of the combo I was more hoping for, where you do play a little bit more appeal for Photic. And WE are just going to go, all right, we found the weak point last game. It was Invincible in the top lane. We're going Renekton Nidalee. We're going to play towards top.
Yeah, the instant lock-in of the Renekton Nidalee as well. Invincible, I can hear him voiding his bowels from here. He's going to have a rough time in this game. And the Thresh first pick, this is what you were calling for in the first game. We were saying Thresh is really, really good. These insane hyper carries. The Jinx locked in alongside it. ppgod and Photic with a very, very strong bottom lane. And we're only 4 picks in. But it feels pretty obvious to me, Dagda, which sides of the map each of these teams is going to focus.
Yeah, and I mean, you've even got the Jarvan there as well, right, to try and provide that early gank setup on the bot side. We already said WE, they're going to be playing on top. The big question mark for me is, do they just go for the Aphelios? Because you can end up banning away a lot of these champions in the bot lane that can kind of provide a little bit of safety for the Aphelios. Or actually, looks like, yeah, they're just going to go towards the Jhin. So still the AD carry, but you ban away Leona, you ban away things like the Rakan, like get rid of these big engaged setups for Kedaya. You're making your life easier for plays if you want to go bot side, but also just preventing a lot of the follow-up engage. Because right now, V5, they have the opportunity to try and like set up these big team fights using the fact you got the Jinx, whereas WE are very much trying to rely on, hey, can we get this early lead? Maybe try and play at range with the Jhin Nidalee if they want to do so as well.
And with Syndra and Vex banned away, I was kind of expecting another Galio ban. We've seen a couple of Galio bans in this series already. I feel like Galio for rookie could be a really, really nice angle here. You've got the Jarvan to follow up on. You're also just trying to protect Photic, right? So could be a good angle. But still, the Viktor available as well in that mid lane as Corki banned away. And as you say, Kedaya's ready.
Okay, so they actually ban away the Corki. I like this because they're kind of going, okay, we can still get the ability to go for the poke option for WE, but I still think Syndra would be a really good option for WE. You've got like strong gank setup coming through for the Nidalee. You've still got long range you can play with if you want to go towards that. Makes life a little bit more difficult for V5 when they're trying to set up for fights, but we'll have to see exactly what the plan is for WE. On V5's side though, looks like they are just going to go for a kind of more stable top laner where they're like, look, something that can go pretty well against the Renekton. Gragas can do just that, and they're going to lock that in. And now the question mark is, what does Rookie want to blind here? Orianna was the big one for him in years past, but Viktor also another option, as he said.
Yeah, Viktor's super strong right now. They left that open. I feel like Viktor is kind of the pick, to be honest. But, you know, it is Rookie. Just like to mix things up a little bit. And
okay.
It's going to be a Zoe. I'm over the moon. Let's go. We get to see Rookie's Zoe in the mid lane. Now WE have to decide. The one thing I will say, Zoe's matchup into Viktor, not that great. Viktor is available. I don't know if Zoe is the blind pick when Viktor's available.
Yeah, it kind of feels like more of a takeaway, right? They were a bit worried about the range level that WE could play at, so they're like, hey, look, we'll take the Zoe, but as you said, it does need the Viktor and still fits into at least a good bit of range. Now, at least on V5 side, you can answer a lot of it when it comes towards the later fight, right? You have the Gragas who can set up really well, Jarvan with like EQ flashes, and the Cataclysm can certainly try and lock down WE, so at least V5 have responses to that range, but I like the amount of poke that we can see on WE's side and the zone control that can come through as well with the Viktor, the Renekton being able to play kind of bodyguard alongside Kedaya. This is going to be a really close game.
This is one of those few games where I'm coming out of the draft phase and I'm like, I like both combinations. They have clearly different goals, they have different objectives to achieve, but they both have a solid composition to achieve those objectives. Now, chips are on the table. It's about who can execute better. But I have to say, this comp from WE is very classic LPL. It's all about setting up for diving in that top lane. And I want to see what Viu can do on this Nidalee, because we already saw Viu and BiuBiu absolutely bodying Invincible in game number 2. The question is, can they repeat that feat?
It feels like you've got both sides of the map to play for, right? Like, BiuBiu, obviously, your traditional one, especially with the buffs to Renekton that is stun actually like lasts longer now. It makes things a hell of a lot easier for Nidalee to set it up. They're basically reversed the changes that they made to Renekton. But also on the bottom side for Kedaya, right? Like, you've got Jhin, Leona. This lane is insanely good at setting up for junglers, and if that's going to be Nidalee, and you manage a Zenith Blade, you get the Shield Bash, and you get the Deadly Flourish, like, you're not moving before that Nidalee Spear connects. There's no world. So I think you got plenty of options here as WE as to where you want to play around, whereas for V5, it definitely feels like a bot lane focus.
Listen, I'm just, I hope Zoe wins, Rob. I'm a big fan of watching Zoe's, especially Rookie. Rookie is just so clean. But that said, there are so many great Zoe players in the LPL. It's the same in LCK, actually. Like, BDD, for example, at Worlds was absolutely unbelievable to watch. There's so many great Zoe players to witness. So, definitely going to be a fun one to keep our eyes on that mid lane. Although, I expect the actual matchup itself to be relatively quiet until level 6. We'll have to see how they're able to impact the rest of the game. Because realistically, with the Zoe, that's what you're looking to do. Get into those side lanes and have an influence.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we'll have an option in the early stages to try and link up with Karsa, but I think with the amount of push that Shanks has, and also just the fact that Shanks has access to the TP, trying to look for early dives on bot lane is going to be really tough to do. I'm actually curious to see if we end up having a little bit more control for WE through that mid lane, trying to see if like View pops his head into that matchup early just to get control for Shanks and make sure that there's no pesky business that Rookie can do with trying to roam up top and prevent early dives with.
That'd be one of the big questions, because BiuBiu certainly will have to be aggressive up in that top side, especially when Nidalee comes near. He's got to try and bait Invincible into these trades, but both of these top laners, plenty of sustain to play with. And so far, BiuBiu the one in control of this lane. And you can see View pathing up towards that top lane, whereas Karsa is moving away. So Invincible, he's going to be alone in this lane, at least for the first clear. Now, I'm wondering if View will find an angle to be able to get in there.
I mean, at the moment anyway, Rookie with the push in mid, as we talked about, could potentially roam up there just to try and shut down that play. But you do have to be incredibly careful. However, like, you clearing so quickly, you can see the difference between the Jarvan and the Nidalee. He's going to have access to the map and kind of have his pick of the litter as to exactly where he goes. But it feels like a visit to the solo lanes is going to be his best bet.
But I'm excited that we're looking at this jungle matchup, and it's like, I wonder what View's got up his sleeve this time. As you said before, this is a rookie squad from WE. The fact that BiuBiu is the veteran player on this squad, I think says everything we need to say about how new a lot of these players are for WE. And they are up against a squad of some of the greatest veterans that the LPL has to offer in Karsa and Rookie. So it's really exciting that they've even managed to get to 3 games, and now they're into the territory of making a name for themselves.
Oh, here we go, though. BiuBiu's got that 4th wave crash. View's here.
God. Invincible in all kinds of trouble. Have to see a miracle flash here. Wonder did it on Gragas in LEC yesterday. Invincible doesn't even need to. The spear just goes wide. The dive is called off. They've decided that ain't the play anymore. And Karsa, in the meantime, will get this bottom scuttle crap as he has priority in that bottom side. So we're perhaps getting a little too excited for the time being, Dagda, because everything kind of resets to normal.
Yeah, but the visit to the top lane does give time for Karsa to match the pace of the clear coming through from View, right? He's now reset, coming back out onto the map, so at least for Karsa, it kind of gives him a little bit of breathing room in this jungle matchup. But certainly this Nidalee now, with the blasting one picked up, is just going to outpace Karsa. So on Karsa's side, forget about clearing efficiently, forget about trying to keep up with Nidalee. That's done and dusted. That's not happening. You need to impact these lanes.
Oh, ppgod's in big trouble. That's a huge all-in flash forward coming out from State as well. Still heal available, but Photic only has a cleanse as Kedaya flashes forward and ppgod goes down. Photic trying to answer. 4th shot available. The root comes on in, saving the 4th shot from Stay. He wants the maximum execute damage and he finds it. Stay with the 4th shot for the 2 kills.
No ward left in the tank for Photic, means he can't spot Stay, and he goes down. The pop off has been returned as Stay manages to pick up both kills there, and that is such a massive advantage now for Stay in that lane. This Jhin Leona maybe looking a little bit more appetizing for VIuBiu, and you can see it here, right? ppgod doesn't get the play off in time, and this is something that's actually been a big change with the Leona now running the Glacial Augment, because you end up with the slow coming through from the Glacial Augment. If Thresh is also not running Glacial Augment or doesn't have the passive buff on it, oftentimes you can actually just chase him down with the slow from Glacial Augment to get the Q, and VIuBiu.
It ain't over. We've got another pick happening as Karsa gets one onto VIuBiu here, and Kedaya left alone will be chased down. Surely Rookie getting some good damage out with his Spell Thief, as Kedaya does not have that flash, remember, but a Blast Cone! Oh, he dodges the Paddle Star as well. Rookie surely can head him off on this one. The bubble will land. There's a root. Karsa can finish it. Rookie gets it in the end. That's a kill for the Zoe, and it makes it 2 apiece.
Again, though, nice to see V5 trying to link up with this mid-jungle support, right? Making plays onto the bottom side, finding people playing off towards this mid lane, and now that buys space for Photic, who can actually get turret plates on this bottom side. And we see it here, right? We talked about ppgod and Karsa working as this duo. Beautifully done to get that kill in the replay in the bottom right corner.
Beautifully done. And it does mean that we're dead. Even on this one, VIuBiu goes in, and it's going to be Karsa to get the Drake. VIuBiu, a nice attempt there. ppgod is there to save Karsa and get him on out to safety. Okay, I think we need to reset for a second here, Dagda. We're even on gold. It's 1 Drake in favor of V5, but where that gold is different on either side. We said it'd be V5 that focused on the bot lane. So far, it's WE that are ahead.
I mean, they are ever so slightly ahead, right? But the CS difference and also getting the turret plates has evened up that bot side, and now more.
Oh, ppgod misses the hook. I don't think it'll matter. Kedaya low on HP, knocked up, finished off. Photic with a kill. And, well, that's me eating my words, isn't it, Dagda? Because V5 are resoundingly ahead now. They have a gold lead for Photic ahead of Stay. Might even get another turret plate off the back of this play as well. And VIuBiu, he has to settle for a blue buff. That's all he can get off of this one.
Look, it's a simple equation, right, for V5. WE bot lane, no flash, let's smash. They just go to the bot lane, absolutely smash WE while they have no flashes, and now they're able to pick up those kills. You get more pressure on that bottom side. It's a very simple equation, and one that we're probably going to see a lot here, especially since you've still got a little bit of time before WE's flashes come up. There is always the opportunity for Karsa to try and come back down towards that bot side.
It's the classic V5 rhyme. Flash up, no look. No flash, let's smash. That everyone knows that.
Yeah.
That's the classic fairy tale, or the rhyme that everyone hears as a child. Karsa, yeah, get back out of there, buddy. Definitely correct decision to flag and drag himself away. Herald has now spawned. Gold is dead even, and every single player on the map is moving towards the top side. Dagda, I think we've got a brawl on our hands.
Yeah, I mean, V5 are in a really good situation here, though, right? You've already got the double push coming through from the duo lane being in that top side. You've already got Invincible who's moved into position with a wonderful flank spot here. It's going to make it pretty tough for WE to contest.
Invincible off behind, does have his ulti available. Kedaya already starting the fight, though. Good damage here onto Karsa, who has the flash. The curtain call, but the flag and drag keeps him safe for now. The shield stops the ignite, finishing him off. But it should be enough to keep them out of the fray. Herald was picked up by VIuBiu, and WE, they're happy with that. They don't need to fight anymore. They got the objective.
I was surprised Invincible didn't commit there. Like, WE were pretty spread out. Shanks was actually in a really precarious spot, and it means that without the commitment from V5, WE push back V5 and get the Rift Herb for themselves. So nicely done from WE actually being able to contest that.
BWE. As Stay gets chased down, Photic. Good look for a 1v1 here. Jinx, with level 6, can definitely do a lot of damage, but not going to find the opportunity for the time being. Invincible now trading heavily with BiuBiu in the top side. And again, I will say, V5, they're ahead in gold right now. They've got that Herald to work with. VIuBiu can slam that wherever he wants, and Invincible could end up being that target once more. You can see VIuBiu starting on the bottom side of his jungle, path up to the top side. I can imagine a world where Invincible gets a bit of pressure put his way.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about BiuBiu being able to keep control of the wave, but as you can see, like Invincible, he's gotten to the stage now that it's a little bit more difficult for BiuBiu to just easily shove in that wave. You've got really good wave clear on Invincible side as well with the ults, so even if you manage to shove that wave, in theory, Invincible can just use that AoE damage to boot it out. So, actually, BiuBiu just needs to be somewhat careful with these trades.
I'm amazed Invincible didn't go for the ult there. Like, surely knock BiuBiu back or at least force his flash out, but maybe just trying to save the ult.
I think he mistimed the ult. I think he mistimed the ult there. If he knew that BiuBiu's ult wasn't up, I think he could have killed him. I have a feeling he thought that BiuBiu had his ultimate up, but was just a couple seconds.
I thought you meant he'd mistimed his own ult. I was like, he didn't have it.
No.
He didn't use it. Yeah, BiuBiu, it's still just taking an absolute beating as the Qs continue to come in. Oh, the Jinx rocket! Oh, they're gonna find a snipe from Photic! What a play! Forget the junglers, forget the Renekton Nidalee. It doesn't matter because we got a Jinx in the game.
View's spear range is nothing compared to Photic's spear range on this one. Being able to get that long range shot, that was so well played by V5. And Photic now 2-1, Kraken Slayer completed. Oh, that was beautiful.
I'm not gonna lie, Photic is starting to make a habit of this. ppgod drops a ward behind Stay. Could be a dive opportunity here. Shanks moving in though, alongside Kedaya to try and get some vision. Drake is the port of call for V5, with Photic having infinite priority in that bottom side. I don't think this is something Kedaya should be able to contest too easily, but they might make an effort of it anyway. BiuBiu, remember, TP's not usable on wards just yet. That's still a couple of minutes away, so the top laners will not be a part of this play. But it looks like enough presence from WE to force V5 away.
Yeah, V5 aren't really synced on getting to these objectives, right? Like, you've got Photic and ppgod who are shoving mid, whereas the rest of V5 are kind of being pushed back. Now, Rift Tower being placed mid to get control, but with the shove bot, now V5's bot lane move up, and this is where it should be easier, though Photic takes a lot of damage from View Spear.
Karsa, he's in a bit of trouble here. The root comes out, but the flag and drag still goes through. Karsa protected. ppgod has to flash away as well, but View finishes him off. Kitty got claws, and Rookie's out of mana, so WE, after, you know, it felt like they wouldn't have a chance to get on this streak, they've managed to wrestle control, and now this one will be free.
Yeah, and that's the range that we're talking about for WE, right? You've got the curtain call that opens up spears that are connecting so well from View, and it's making it really hard for V5 to actually get these engaged, especially when it's Karsa. Oftentimes he's taking the brunt of the damage at the start. This is the guy that needs to be that engaged tool for V5. Close the gap onto WE, but if he's hightailing it out of the way, well then you've just got no way for V5 to really answer.
The Titans are tussling in the top lane as BiuBiu chasing down Invincible. Ult still available, and he just about survives. And Rookie's here. BiuBiu flashes away. Can the bubble land? It does. Rookie's low on HP, has to use a stopwatch. Someone else needs to tank this tower. Rookie takes the hit, will not die. Karsa now chasing the flash ulti. BiuBiu tried his damnedest to survive and almost did, but there's just too many of them.
Yeah, it was way too many people coming up top side, and there's nothing he can do, but we're meant to get this replay from Photic. So well played. And, I mean, can I get some T-Tours in the chat for this? Just following it the whole way. And right as BiuBiu goes in aggressive. So well played.
And honestly, I'm just going to keep talking about Photic here. He's starting to build a reputation for this, because he did that with a double kill back in the last year. He got a cross-map Jinx ulti for a double kill in Decisive Cup. Now a cross-map in his first LPL series of the year. I'm starting to see a trend here, Dagda.
Yeah. We will have to see, though, if he can get his first win. Because right now, it's not looking too hot for V5, right? We're basically sitting even. But WE are getting good control over the map. The vision control for them has been absolutely astounding, whereas we already commented in Game 2, V5's vision control has been pretty lackluster this series. It's kind of hurting them, especially when you're looking at the range that WE have. They need to make sure they're getting control as ppgod. Oh no.
Yeah, not long for this world, unfortunately. Get caught out. That's the nature of playing support, right? You have to go in, you have to be the one to try and get vision, but WE reading the play and once again being in the right spot, and it feels like that's been the consistent strength of WE so far, is understanding what V5 are wanting to do on the map and getting there first.
And that's the thing, is that V5, like, they're trying to contest this, but they're not actually getting Karsa in place with ppgod. ppgod going ahead of the curve there and gets caught out. Now, you're 4 versus 5 for this, but Invincible's in position.
Karsa moving forward is on that Jarvan. We've seen him steal things with Smite many times before, but the all-in just comes on through instead. And Rookie is one shot. Karsa on the backline trying to finish off Shanks. The rocket is blocked, but this could be an opportunity. But BiuBiu, just invincible. Photic now finally getting excited, but the Herald's already taken. Kedaya the next target. 2 for Photic here as he looks for the resets and looks for more. Will not find his targets though. 2 for 2, and WE get the objective. It's another win for the boys in red.
Yeah, I mean, they've already got the pick as well just before that. Now Invincible, that's a lot of damage. He's going to back away. This could actually lead to top tier 1 going down as V5 try and trade it for the mid tier 1. TP coming through from Shanks should be able to clear that wave before the answer, but top lane is going to go WE's favor.
And they don't even need to use the Herald just yet. And BiuBiu, can we just take a second and appreciate how great of a series BiuBiu is having for himself? Did an amazing job in game number 2 on the Talon. Now 4-1 on this Nidalee as Principal barely dodges that route. And now, while this pressure is going on the top side, the rest of WE pressuring in the mid lane, and Shanks might just be able to finish this tower off. I'm not sure. Karsa trying to defend for the time being. Minions will be cleared, so it doesn't look like they'll finish it for now.
And a lot of this is coming down to WE just setting up for objectives better than V5, right? We saw ppgod get picked off at the start, but look at like what's happening right now. We're a minute away from the next dragon. You've already got 1 reset coming through from WE. They're slowly going to start to get control over their own jungle. V5 are trying to contest them at the moment, so obviously kind of learning from past mistakes, but
hits it onto Kedaya, not the ideal target though. Really wanted to stay on
the big thing here is like V5 are able to contest mid push now, which means they should be able to hold on to this vision. But up until like basically this point, like look at where the vision is on the map. It really hasn't been that extensive for V5, but they've now got vision topside. They've gotten some control over the jungle, but they've kind of just let it go. They've nothing in river now, and WE walk in and are just going to clear out all this vision. So you have to get these resets coming through quicker from V5, but WE will plank down this rift out of the mid lane. They can now teeter up towards that top wave if they really want to as well, if they want to try and trade for the dragon, but it feels like with the way that they're playing right now, they want to try and contest this dragon, use the fact that they have control of river to keep poking V5 before they engage.
And once again, it's an Infernal Drake. I have to say, inevitably, the Drakes have become way more valuable on the new patch because there's just way less chance that it's a Cloud Drake. Rookie dodged the root. Did get a bubble down, but no follow-up available. WE clustered as a 5. Could be difficult for Rookie to have a significant impact on this Zoe without being able to separate people, but Stay having to use his heal very early on here. Great Q coming out from Rookie, who's just consistently looking to get the damage down. Invincible moving forward as another bubble goes through. It's on to Stay, but I don't think the follow-up is there. Karsa in the meantime just starts on the rest of the team, and suddenly V5 blast themselves into this game. BiuBiu in the middle of everyone. Rookie looking for more in the backline, jumps forward and finishes Stay. The double kill, and I sure hoped Zoe would win, and boy is she! The triple for Rookie as he gives us a masterclass.
That entire play was thanks to Rookie. The fact that he was able to find that bubble sets up beautifully for the fight. That was, I don't know, like, I don't know how against the Jhin, Leona, Renekton, you get this Zoe to work, but he's made it happen.
It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Look, I said it at the start. It wasn't a meme. I love it when we get to see players like Rookie, like Knight, play this Zoe, even Yagao, even Fofo sometimes. Like, these players are just so creative and so good at just winning fights by themselves.
And the thing is, right, he finds the position where WE actually can't find the answer when he goes for the portal. One of the big things maybe you can see him struggling with was you go for the portal, Leona comes in with the solar flare, the deadly burst to follow up, spear from BiuBiu will land. It is really difficult to actually make Zoe work against this composition that WE has. But Rookie's been doing such a phenomenal job of finding the poke when he can, and even then, just that bubble placement was beautiful.
And I really, really like the last paddle star there as well, because you can throw it behind you and forwards, which will give you slightly more damage, but that's easy to dodge. If you go diagonally like that, it means Viu has to dodge into you to be able to dodge the damage, so therefore staying in the fight, and you can just follow up and finish him off anyway. So really, really nice stuff from Rookie on the Zoe, and with a triple kill in his pocket, with a bunch more gold being channeled into this entire V5 squad, suddenly what looked like such a clean game for WE for so much time is now heavily in favor of V5 with a 3,000 gold lead. That'll be another tower going down. I'm not gonna lie, they're in position to maybe look at the purple worm. I think it might be a little too aggressive for the time being. Certainly could be on the cards in the near future.
That, though, is what V5 have to do pretty much every fight, right? And I don't mean just the Rookie bubble. It's like, find the engages to close the distance on towards WE. Because you can see what they're trying to do, right? Like, back it up into River, force V5 into these choke points where you get value out of, like, BiuBiu playing bodyguard with Kedaya, Shanks being able to control with the W, just the entrances to River, but with the bubble from Rookie, it meant that they were able to bypass a lot of that, get Karsa to get this big ult, but you need those moments once more here as we start to look towards the back.
It's like V5 is that one friend that's a little bit too clingy. They always want hugs and things. And WE is that other friend that not into the hugs, not into the touchy-feely stuff. And they're just trying to keep him at arm's length, trying to keep him away. But
2 meter rule.
They're determined. They're real determined to get that hug. And Karsa, he's happy to dive on into everyone in the name of that hug. We'll have to wait and see, though, if it's going to happen. Another 2 minutes until that next Drake comes up, and I have a feeling that Baron will not be on the cards after all. Although, that said, WE have been willing to pull the trigger on that when they find an opportunity, but I don't think that will be given to them by V5.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a little bit of a slowdown here until that dragon spawns. Like, both teams just trying to get position on it, but you can see in the last one, right, V5 did a good job of getting vision control down, but, like, gifting over that space to WE because they didn't want to try and fight in the jungle. So honestly, I think the biggest bet here for V5 is, like, as you can see, Invincible, like, pushing in fast, but try and find moments and try and find, like, clear paths for Invincible to find flanks, because if he can, like, knock back Shanks and, like, set up the fight that way, that could be really, really strong. And especially when you got the Chemtech item here as well, you can, like, very quickly find moments to just cut off the escape routes from WE. So I like how V5 are kind of setting up at the moment, but still need to be careful because even though it is third dragon, WE have a lot of positioning over towards that point.
Oh, stays in such trouble. Karsa doesn't commit the ulti. I thought they were really going to go for that when the bubble goes wide, as well as Viu accidentally knocks himself closer with the blast cone. That's going to be a tower taken very quickly by the side of V5. Invincible just going to play body block just to keep his team safe. As Rookie looks for a little more damage, and will find a bubble. And this is the really impressive thing about Zoe. When you have control of the vision in the jungle, it's so incredibly difficult to know where Zoe's going to be, to dodge all of the bubbles, to dodge all the paddle stars. It becomes only more and more impressive. But I want to quickly mention, before this Drake starts off, WE are moving in. Keep your eyes on Invincible. He's been having a fantastic game on this Gragas. Get a good ulti, he can separate the team fight that WE are trying to pull off.
Yeah. Again, though, I love this restraint from V5, right? Karsa doesn't go in on to stay with the ult because he knows he needs it for this fight. And WE, they're just going to trade Dragon for mid-tier 2. So V5 now trying to see if they can cut off the escapes.
Invincible maybe looking for a pick. Remember, we need to watch out for his ulti. Rookie up on the top as well. If he can get a paddle star, if he can get a sleepy trouble.
Oh, Invincible!
BiuBiu knocked out of the air by Invincible. They can't quite follow it up for now. Karsa has to back away. In goes Rookie to look for a little bit more as the Chaos Storm shredding through BiuBiu's health bar, but he's surviving for now. That's not a Chaos Storm. I just don't have many pixels to look at. The rocket finishes one as Invincible gets the kill. Rookie gets another. Now we're chasing more. 3 people remaining for WE. Another bubble goes on in, and Shanks has to flash away. The barrel popped too early from Invincible there, and it stops Rookie finishing the kill. Karsa cannot follow for more, and these V5 have to back off.
That was so well played by Invincible, though. Finding the setup, and Few skill shots going wide on V5 side means that they're not quite able to close the gap as quickly as they like, but still, the damage is done for WE. Third dragon in favor of V5. Kills going back in favor of V5 as well, and with these resets coming through, even though the tier 2 goes down, you still should be able as V5 to defend this mid lane, prevent that from causing any more issues. And you're seeing third item now picked up for Photic. You've got the Horizon focus completed for Rookie. He's going to be dealing so much damage. And for WE, they need to make sure that they're not just putting themselves in positions where V5 can find these engages.
14-6 on the scoreboard. 4,000 gold lead for V5. 3 Drakes in their pocket as well. And it feels like the longer these fights go on and the more that WE try and kite out, it feels like V5 get more opportunities because it means nobody is getting onto Photic. Photic just firing away constantly these entire fights. And I feel like, you know, I'm keeping my eyes on players like Invincible and like Rookie that are trying to make the flashy plays, but ultimately, I think it's Photic that's doing the majority of the damage in these fights and just slowly but surely chunking people out. That's another bubble from Rookie and a follow-up from Karsa. Few 1 HP as the rest of the team is locked in a prison. And look at this, it's all exploding for V5 as they look for more, but the traded back. Shanks alone taken down as Rookie chases out View for a little bit more, misses the paddle star, but still gets the kill. And now the chase down is on. Invincible has to block for his team as the curtain call sends V5 away. The team, I mean, let's be honest. If you want a team with Mojo, this is your team. They know what's up and they know that this Baron is theirs.
Yeah, BiuBiu won't be able to do very much, and neither will stay. Invincible tanking it up, but Rookie may be able to set up Photic here, see if they can pick off these members of WE as they move in.
2v4, Stay and BiuBiu trying to make it happen, but the trouble bubble is going to be... Oh, no, it's not going to be enough. They can't find the battle star, and actually V5 have to back away.
ppgod,
Baron is going to finish off ppgod. Stay gets the credit. Another paddle star goes wide from Rookie. And WE managed to stop it. Now a TP. This could be the moment for WE to take control of the game. Baron available here. Stay going to start this one off as Karsa has arrived, but the rest of his team has to reset.
Yeah, big mistake coming through from V5. They didn't turn as one, so Photic, even though the bubble lands, couldn't commit on to BiuBiu. And now, 3 men strong, V5 versus the 5 of WE.
Super Mega Death Rocket is available. Photic has to cleanse away from everything, but there's just too much CC. Finished by a spear that is half of his HP. And now it's Invincible who, once again, his name becomes quite ironic. 2 more kills for WE. 2 carries down. And another opportunity to get back on the Baron.
They need to pick off Rookie, though. Rookie's damage here is going to do so much, especially with the low health bars on WE. If they can find him as he portals in, that could be it.
Oh, he's got Stay. Another bubble on to Stay here. Damage across the team. Karsa needs to look for the steal. Does not have his flash available. Double smite available. You're right. Rookie has one as well. And Karsa gets it. Rookie with a kill. BiuBiu chased down as well. There's no way he can escape. 2 more for V5 as it's pure chaos. The flash bubble will not connect from Rookie as Karsa tries to stop the recalls. Moving in. Cancelled everything though. The knock-up is there. The Ore Drinker to keep himself safe. The rocket goes wide as Rookie looks for damage. Kedaya 1 HP as Shanks chases Rookie down and actually gets one for himself. Karsa can't go any further. It's just him and ppgod. And WE find a consolation prize at the end.
V5 need to stop this. Dragon is in 20 seconds. V5
Wait,
are
what
trying
are
to
these
stop
wards?
them from resetting.
How are you missing the brush? They managed to get the kill and stay. Over to the bomb side of the map then. 10 seconds on the Drake. Photic is already there.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why you're getting the quick resets coming through from Karsa. Screw the replay! I need to see the dragon! Cool! V5 messed up, they died. Long range CC, get the dragon! Go to dragon!
I just love that ppgod missed the brush with 2 wards in a row. I don't know how that happens. I don't know what went through his mind, but yeah, big opportunity here. And Rookie, nice bubble there to CC him. Karsa, the slow-mo jump in. Let's see it.
Because Rookie, I think, uses the smite here as well, so it drops to 1-200. Watch Rookie doesn't even get in. Will smite just to kill people off, but Karsa just steals it away. I mean, King of Thieves, he still lives another day. And in that meantime, Dragon did go the way of V5, so they have the soul. And now you've got an 8-2 Zoe with who's just going to be firing at you
was
alongside
one auto
Photic with this
attack.
damage. You'd be so careful.
Stay just got chunked to half of his HP with one auto attack from Photic. BiuBiu 1 HP, a rocket in, and Photic finishes him off. And what a way to finish this series. Oh, actually, they're not going to try and end just yet. Instead, going down towards the bottom side. I thought that was going to be, the go button. I thought they were going to just pull the trigger on that one. But Karsa pushing another wave in the bottom side. They want to get more inhibs for themselves. Shanks, almost blocking his retreat path with that bubble, but it will be a second inhib. Photic once again getting those resets. A bit of damage on to Kedaya, but doesn't want to overextend too far. Has a lantern to get himself out to safety once more. Inhib goes down, and surely now the opportunity to end the game for VE5 unless they overstep, but the solar flare is a disaster. The Shanks is forced away on the backside of the fight. Invincible goes in as well, and Biu desperately trying to find consolation prizes, but I think it's all she wrote for the side of WE. 4 strong still as Stay goes in, finishes off Rookie, wants a little bit more, but he will not find it. BiuBiu chasing down onto Photic, who survives everything. 8, 2, and 11 for the AD carry, hyped up from the LDL, 26-13, and V5 chalk their first win onto the scoreboard.
A brilliant win from V5. I mean, WE, they tried to play a range, they tried to find those advantages at the fights, but when Rookie's on the Zoe, when you've got Karsa who's able to set up these engages and Photic free firing from the backline, there's just too much strength for WE to handle.
And honestly, Dagda, just from the perspective of a spectator, that was a great series. That was so much fun. Both teams imperfect, but having great moments, right? And that's the kind of League of Legends that I really love, because it means you get to see the eyes